Well, man, where to start? So the hotel we just left at, we've been there since last Wednesday. We picked up a load in Georgia. I'm not going to tell you where we picked it up or where we're at, because this place we're at is pretty strict about not wanting any videos or pictures or any of that stuff. This is one of those places they actually confiscate your cell phones when you check in at the guard shack and everything. But anyways, last Tuesday we picked up a piece in Georgia, a new piece to this place that we're going to. So we picked it up and drove it down here. We got here Wednesday morning and delivered it. And once we delivered it, what we were supposed to do is they were going to take off the new piece that we had brought down and load the old piece that was broken that they were replacing back on our trailer, and we were going to take it back to where we brought this piece from in Georgia. Well, I guess because of the importance of the piece or the whatever, they had to have special permits from their company to actually lift the piece off our trailer, or a special plan in place and all this stuff. So long story short, they could not unload us to Wednesday when we got there, and they said it would be Friday before they could get the piece off. So we got a hotel for Wednesday night and Thursday night. And Friday morning we went over there, and Friday morning we checked out of our hotel and we sat at the truck stop across the street and waited for them to call us and tell us that we could come in and they'll unload the piece. I guess about 1:30 they called us. We went over there. They removed the old piece, set it down on the ground, took the new piece off our trailer, put it where it was supposed to go, and then came back and loaded the old piece onto our trailer. So that's what you're going to see. You're about to see us hook up to our trailer again, and that is with the old broken piece that is going back to the manufacturer to be remanned and then eventually sent out to another facility somewhere. So just a quick little run through of what's been going on these past few days. Like I said, I couldn't film last week. I was going to try and put a video together, but sometimes it happens, and I don't like just throwing out garbage videos to waste everybody's time. If freight doesn't have us loaded and there's nothing really big going on, I'm not going to just throw up a video for the sake of posting one. So sorry about your luck. But today we're going to do a little bit of a different video. Since I can't show you guys loading or unloading, I'm going to finally introduce, as everybody seems to call him, the old man that's running around in my videos. So for those of you that don't know, and I sometimes forget that a lot of people watching my videos don't actually know me, that is my father. We come out and we team together. He's been driving for a big majority of his life, and we started driving together about in 2013 sometime, but we'll get into that later. We're going to go down here, hook back up to our trailer. We left it on their property so their security guards could watch it. Don't you do it. And then once we're hooked up, we're good to go. We're going to drag it down to the truck stop, scale it, just make sure everything's good, and then we're going to sit and wait for our Alabama permit, because that is why we had to sit the weekend. So anyways, like I said, stick around. Thanks for watching, and talk to you soon. Trailer's still there. That's always a good sign.
Yeah, all the tarps are still on it. Flag's still on it. All the locks are still on it.
so we're hooked up. We're at the plant. We're just, I'm gonna do this little intro here with my dad, and then we're gonna head down to the truck stop. So, like I said, he and I started driving together in 2013 after I got out of the military. He's been doing it kind of majority of his life. I never really thought that it was something that I would get into, but when I got out of the military, I didn't really know what I was doing, and so I bought a truck, and he'll kind of lead you into how that came about, how we ended up driving together. But yeah, you know, that was pretty much, I never really expected it, just kind of ended up doing it, and I've been loving it ever since. So without further ado, my dad, Tom.
Morning. As Nick said, I'm his dad, better known to most of you, I guess, as the old man in the video. My name is Tom, and I started my career driving back in 1970 or so. When I was actually still in high school, I started driving a wrecker. Excuse me. And then when I went into the Army right out of high school, got out in 74, and went back into driving a heavy wrecker, which introduced me to all the big trucks and working wrecks and rollovers and things like that. From there, I started pursuing my flying career, and there were just no jobs available for pilots, especially coming out of the Army at that time with the end of Vietnam. You could get a job driving a bus for more money than they were paying pilots, because there were just thousands of pilots coming back from Vietnam. So I went back into trucking, and been in trucking pretty much my whole life since that time. I went down to Miami for a little bit, where I met Nick's mom, and that took us out to Arizona, where I started driving a heavy haul truck. I spent several years doing nothing but high, heavy, and wide, until they moved me into the office into a safety position. I spent the next several years climbing the ladder in corporate America until the late 1980s, I guess it was, when the economy started to tank a little bit. Our company was sold to another company and moved us to Georgia, and from there I pretty much just stayed in the trucking industry with the second company until they decided that they were going to go out of business, and I went into transportation consulting at that point. So I've pretty much been in trucking all my career, and in 2008, when the economy tanked again, I decided that it was time. I've always loved driving, to go back into heavy haul. But since I'd been off the road for quite a while, I pretty much had to go through the so-called learning process again, and got on with the company. Drove as a company driver for about 6 months, and bought a truck with a partner of mine, and we ran team for a couple years until Nick came out of the Army. And at that point, I sold my interest in that truck to my partner, and Nick and I picked up the truck. Nick bought it. We decided we were going to run team, and of course I'd been in the company long enough that I became his trainer, trained him as a teammate, and we ran for probably another year and a half or so before we decided that we both really wanted to get into the heavy side again. So we bought this truck, came on to Landstar, and the rest is history, as they say. So that's just kind of a short history of me. I'll tell you what, there's nothing greater than being able to spend the rest of your career, or what I have left of it until my retirement, with your son. It's an awesome experience, and it's great watching him learn and grow. And thank you to all of you for, kind of inspiring him and keeping him motivated and watching these videos. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Nick and give you kind of a brief view of what we've got on the trailer. Thanks.
Alright guys, so hopefully that answers some of your questions that you had about the old man running around my videos. So like he said, I'm going to give you a quick walk around. There's nothing really special to look at. It's all tarp, but I don't know, some of you guys just like seeing the truck anyway, so one more question that I wanted to address. I get asked this pretty frequently as well, about the person that's mentoring me. No, he's not somebody that you've seen in any of my videos. I'm sure some point you will. We'll all probably be on a big project at some point. But as of now, he's not made an appearance in any of my videos. He does, however, have a link YouTube channel, and I'll put a link in the description below to his channel so you guys can check out what it is that he does. And you know, it's right along the same line as what we have. He's got almost an identical truck to ours. His has an 18 speed in it though, and he's got a 5-axle flatbed, so he's got a pretty monstrous little setup. He's on 9 axles, and that's a 48-foot flatbed, but he does some serious weight on that, and he does some really cool outside the box stuff too as well. So go check out his channel. You can learn a little bit about him as well. So I just wanted to address that question really quick. I had forgotten to do it earlier, so I'll show you guys. When I told you there's not much to see here, but yeah, this is just another road field generator. This one's like 32 feet long, 3.5 feet in diameter. Sits inside a wooden crate, or not a wooden crate, but there's a cradle. So here and here, there's 2 pieces of wood that are nice and cradled for it to sit in. And then all our securement on it. And obviously, when you do anytime you do these field generators, you have to tarp these very, very well, because they are extremely sensitive to moisture and being damaged by the outside elements. So it's always one of those tarp jobs you take your time with. I don't think we've ever tarped one of these the same way. There's, you know, more than one way to skin a cat, as they say, and we're trying everything to find out what works best. And so this is I don't know how many of these things we've done, but this is tarp job number X. So the piece weighs 76,000 pounds, so we're about 118,000 gross right now. We just scaled it, as you saw. I split scaled. When that was not a normal scale. What I did was I actually got out and I scaled each one of these 3 axles individually. Because our axle gauge in the truck only reads these front 2, you're kind of left to guesstimate with the 3rd one if you go off that gauge. So now that we do these heavy weights, what I do is I split scale the 3 axles, especially running into states like Georgia that are very particular about axle weights. You know, you're allowed to have, back here, we're allowed to permit for 60,000, but you can't be over 20,000 on any axle. So, you know, if I've got 18,000 on my front axle and 22,000 pounds on my middle axle, even though I'm under my gross weight, I'm still illegal technically. So we just like to make sure that everything's square, and you know, 10 bucks on an extra scale ticket to save you thousands of dollars in an overweight ticket is a small price to pay. As overweight fines are probably some of the biggest fines that you can get out here. A lot of states will hit you a dollar amount per pound over, and I'm gonna tell you that shit adds up quickly when you're, you know, 76,000 pounds on the trailer. So anyways, real quick, we're about to get on the road and head back into Georgia. And yeah, so I'm gonna edit this up, get it out there for you guys. Sorry it took a couple days longer than I said it would. I really did want to put a video out there introducing my dad, and hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'm gonna get him in some more videos in the future. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a good day. Bye.
My life